Hi, so this is my lesson design for the speaking and reading um, standards. And so basically, kind of my objective and like outcomes for this particular lesson are to recognize the English vowels um, in music, recognize correctly, recognize and correctly pronounce short and long vowel sounds, and practice communicating in English within a group. And so basically, it has a large focus on the speaking, but also being able to, but also like listening and reading. And students will know to how to pronounce words of a song correctly. And so it's really focusing on that pronunciation of the English words, helping them to be able to show that they know the vowels in the English alphabet and use them, and apply it to the real world, their real communications with other people. Um, and to be able to help them find um, and like recognize those long and short uses of vowels in different words. And then the students will be able to listen for vowels in a song and write them down, recognize the difference between short and long vowels, and work in a group to show what they learned. And so basically, kind of the evidence that um, I'll be looking for in my ELLs is that each individual student, even though they are working in a group, that they're going to each be assigned kind of a step to accomplish to help their individual group. So they'll all kind of take turns so that not just one student who may be more outgoing is doing all the work. So they all kind of get to take turns and do part of it in their group. And then, like as a teacher, I could walk around and take notes and make sure to kind of, help guide any students who may be struggling with their step to accomplish. And I don't know, I really kind of like this lesson just because when I kind of thought about it, I tried to use a variety of different ways to help with like different learning styles. Um, and so there's portions where it's a whole class kind of listening and watching a video clip, and um, then there's other kind of more collaborative moments where students can work in a group but also have their own individual steps to accomplish. Um, while still learning to communicate with their classmates. And so it kind of helps each student kind of break those boundaries of maybe being a little bit nervous to try and speak English, but that they can work on it on their own, but also have the help of their group with them. And so each kind of portion is kind of leads into the next and kind of has to do with each other. So each kind of portion of like each activity um, leads to the next one, which I think will help the students a little bit, just kind of seeing the why behind the activities that they're trying to accomplish and the things that they're trying to learn, but then also just kind of having fun while doing it. Um, and so for the activities for this um, lesson, first is a partner activity. So um, each student will be asked, what is your favorite song in English? So they're gonna have to think of one in English. And if they don't know very many, then maybe the teacher, like I can have a few songs written down, or just a couple examples that I can provide for them to use. Just kind of like a template, maybe. And so just what is your favorite song? And then they'll write it down in their notebook, just the title of the song, and highlight every vowel used in the title, and then share it with their partner. And so basically, on the whiteboard, I'll have kind of written up there the vowels A, E, I, O, and U, the vowels in English, kind of a big letter so everyone can see it. And so as they kind of look in the title of the song, they'll be able to kind of to highlight each vowel that they see, make kind of just preparing them for the next activities because it does get a little bit harder um, as it goes on. But I think that's kind of just like a little review. Um, so at that point, the student should have already known the vowels. This will be kind of like a little bit of a review. And then the main class activity that kind of prepares for the final group work is when I will show two videos um, with different musical performances, one with lyrics, kind of so that the students can see the words, and then one without. Um, and the students will write down words that they hear and then be given time to highlight the vowels in those words, just in that same notebook that they wrote the song title. And so basically, after each video, the students will kind of collaborate, share with the whole class what words they wrote down and what vowels, um, and then just kind of make it more fun, have the class sing just a line of that song together, and focusing on the pronunciation, um, and especially the long and short uses of vowels, and so just the different words within um, the song. And so kind of to show for an example, let's see if this will work. There we go. So the first one would be this. And I don't think on this screen recording, I don't think that you'll be able to hear it. I don't have the premium. Um, but just kind of like a little sample really quick of the lesson. So basically the students will have their notebook out right now, writing down words that they see. And so kind of some repetition in the beginning, and then it will get a little bit more difficult. They'll just be writing down these different words that they hear. And I probably won't, show the whole thing because it is a lot of words, but just like a short little kind of clip and just the chorus probably. And so after they kind of write down some of those words that they saw in here, I can even keep it up and have them, write this down on their paper, and then go through and highlight any of the vowels. So A, E, I, O, and U. So A, U, E. So some of them have more than one. And so I think that it'd be important to kind of explain that, write it on the whiteboard, explaining that and the way each word is pronounced and how the vowel affects that. And then over here, so the next video will not be any lyrics. Let's see if they let me. There we go. So this one won't have any lyrics behind, but it'll just be the video. So I'll make it big. This is what it'll actually be like. And so We Will Rock You by Queen. And so in this one, I chose this song because it does repeat a lot of the same things over and over again, the chorus. And so I think it'll be important to have that repetition for the English learners. And so it's just kind of like the video. And so during this, the students will be writing it down, any words that they hear. Kind of, it's cool because it has like the electric guitar in the back. And so it's just kind of like, I don't know, helping them hear those words even in difficult situations when there is like music in the background. Or, people sing different than they talk in English and in any language. And so I think it'll be kind of cool to see how many words they'll be able to pick up and just kind of like spelling and how they pronounce it. And so I think it'll be really useful. And so that's kind of leading up to that. So leading up to kind of like the big group work is more of the speaking focus of the lesson. And so basically each table group will have a slip of paper with a couple lines of some lyrics of a song on the slip of paper. And so it's all going to be the same song for the whole class. And so just kind of like as an example kind of template, I chose What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. And so it has, it's split up into these different sections. And so however many groups kind of divide it up and then, print these out, cut it out, and give each table group just kind of these few lines, these 3 lines right here, and then divide it into these. And so they will pick one person in their group to read the lyrics out loud, one person to highlight every vowel, one person to underline the short uses of vowels in a blue pen, underline long uses of the vowels in a red pen, and I just picked random different colors just to kind of show, so the students can see the differentiation. And then all together, they will read it out loud again as their table group, saying the words at the same time of their little portion, and for focusing on the pronunciation. And obviously, they're all going to be English learners, so it's kind of hard to know if it is a correct pronunciation. And so we'll kind of go by table group and have them kind of share what they learned, um, and show the class the vowels and short and long sounds that they have in it. Um, and then it'll be turned in for, the teacher can kind of grade it and check it and see where they can improve. And then at the end, I thought it would be kind of fun to show the actual video of the song, so that they don't just see the lyrics, but that they have this song. And then everyone can kind of, stand up and sing, and they each have their little parts that they read as a group. So the groups can read their parts, just kind of sing their parts as the music is playing with it, and kind of apply it to the song and not just reading it. Um, and so hopefully this will kind of be that kickstart that they need to begin to be more comfortable with speaking and being aware of the vowels in the words. And I think it'll just be a really good way to have them not just singing the words, like learning how to speak in that way, but to communicate with their group as they, read that slip and talk about it and discuss it. I think that'll be a really good opportunity for them to read in a group of just their classmates, so it's not as scary, um, reading in front of the whole class or having to communicate, but that they're communicating with their classmates in a group and they have like the similar same goal in mind and they're all doing the same song. And so I think that it will be just a good opportunity for the kids to kind of start learning that. And it's mostly focused on like middle school kind of grade level is what I was thinking and had in mind. Um, but it could really work for any age group. You just kind of have to um, change the songs and the lyrics of those songs depending on the proficiency of the ELL speakers, learners, if they're beginning or intermediate or anything like that. And so, yeah, I think that is all.